Well, good afternoon, everyone. This is Mike Bass back again with another forecast update for you for this September the 15th, 2023. I'm hoping everybody's having a great Friday out there so far. Hope everybody has a great Friday afternoon. Hope everybody continues to stay safe and well and also enjoy the weather because it's the only weather you got. Okay, in today's video, we're going to talk about Hurricane Lee, which is now a Category 1 hurricane with only winds of 80 miles per hour. Also, we're going to take a look at Tropical Storm Margot, which now is a tropical storm with winds of 65 miles per hour. Also, we're going to take a look at Tropical Depression 15, which formed this morning with winds of 35 miles per hour. And also, we're going to take a look at the watches for today, Saturday, and Sunday, as we do have some severe weather to talk about. Okay, if you're not kind of very poorly organized. All the activities on the north side of the system, still producing a lot of rainfall and gusty winds to the north of the center. You can see a lot of dry air wrapped in behind this system. Looks pretty well raggedy this afternoon, and it will continue to do so as it continues to push on off to the north. Here's the little island of Bermuda. Y'all got slammed with some tropical storm force winds and some heavy rainfall yesterday as Lee moved to the. We're going to take a look at some information from Lee, and then we're going to go to Tropical Storm Margot. Alright, we're going to take a look at the forecast cone here from the National Hurricane Center. Alright, as you can see here, here's the big wind field of Tropical Storm Lee, that is, excuse me, Lee. Bermuda, you're still under tropical storm warning. Also, we got tropical storm warnings up here around the Connecticut, Rhode Island region, all the way into Nova Scotia, all the way over towards the Newfoundland region as well, as tropical storm force winds expected. Also, we have a hurricane watch also in effect as well for portions of the islands up here in Nova Scotia region and over towards Maine as well. The hurricane wind field is the orange here. You can see it remains a hurricane through 8 a.m. Saturday. I would not be surprised that gets bumped down to a tropical storm as it is beginning to weaken rapidly as it continues to push on off to the north. Alright, if you're tracking this system at home, it's located in latitude 36.0 north, longitude 66.9 west. Maximum sustained winds are near 80 miles an hour with higher gusts, and movement is to the north-northeast at 18 miles an hour. Still classifies as a hurricane with winds of 74 to 110 miles per hour. Alright, we're going to try to take a look at some information. The forecast hurricane off the Nova Scotia region, Newfoundland region as well. Maine, you're going to be on the west side of the system, but you will probably get some tropical storm conditions, and it's going to move on over towards the Europe region as well as it continues to push on off in that direction. Alright, intensity guidance of this system. As you can see, it's got 70 knot winds, equal up to 80 miles per hour. All in the category low end category 1 hurricane, continue to drop on off and then become a remnant post-tropical cyclone and a tropical depression later on down the road. So sometime probably over the weekend, early next week, Lee will be out of the picture. Alright, here is Tropical Storm Margot. We're fixing this uploading again, so we're going to try to get to it. Fire punching into the west side of the system. As you can see on that satellite imagery, it's punching into the southwestern and western side of the system. The east side still looks good. It's still got a low level circulation. That's why they still classifying it as a tropical storm at this time. Alright, we're going to try to look at some information on Margot real quick. Okay, should be coming up here. Here we go. Here's that big wind field of Margot here. Tropical storm force wind. They keep it as a tropical storm through Monday and Tuesday of next week, and then become a post-tropical cyclone as it heads toward the Canary Islands. You may get some gusty winds and heavy rainfall in the Canary Islands as that post-tropical cyclone moves in your direction. Alright, if you're plotting this system at home, it's located near latitude 36.3 north, longitude 38.2 west. Maximum sustained winds are near 65 miles an hour with higher gusts, and moving is to the southeast at 5 miles per hour. Classified as a tropical storm with winds of 39 to 73 miles per hour. Alright, forecast model runs here. To the kind of to the west southwest and to the west, then back to the north northeast, and eventually out to sea. So we can say goodbye to Margot sometime later next week. The intensity guidance, it shows that 55 knot. That's why it's up to 65 miles per hour wind. Keeps it a tropical storm all the way pretty much through its entire life cycle toward the about 96 to 168 hours out. Back to a weak tropical depression. Tropical depression, and then a remnant low of Margot. Alright, now we're going to take a look at our new form. We've got some dryer punching in around the system on the west side, on the east side of the system, but it looks like it's trying to get its act together. So I would not be surprised to see this system become Tropical Storm Nigel sometime later on down the road this afternoon, or maybe on Saturday. Alright, we're going to look at some information on this here system. We're going to take a look at the forecast cone from the National Hurricane Center. Okay, here's the 11 a.m. advisory right here. It takes it to a tropical storm. Remains a tropical storm through 8 a.m. Sunday. Then turn into a hurricane. Then become a major hurricane coming up on Tuesday and Wednesday. That's what I've been talking about all this past video. I said this storm Nigel looks to become a major hurricane. According to the National Hurricane Center, they have got a major hurricane. You guys in Bermuda may be on target for this. This storm may be targeting you guys later on down the road. So we'll just have to keep an eye on that as well. Alright, if you're tracking this system at home, it's located near latitude 14.4 north, longitude 43.8 west. Maximum sustained winds are near 35 miles an hour with higher gusts. And movement is to the northwest at 12. Currently, it's a tropical depression with winds less than 39 miles per hour. Alright, here's the forecast track. These are the forecast model runs from the National Hurricane Center. Takes it up to the west northwest. Then there's the that's where they stop it off here at about 144 hours. This here goes out to 168. But like I said, it can come this way, but some of the models takes it off to Bermuda. But if it could get close enough to Bermuda, you could get some impacts off of this system. Alright, let's move on into the intensity guidance. As you can see, it's got 30 knot winds equal to 35 miles per hour. All the models take it to a tropical storm, and then take it to a category 1. Some even takes it up to a category, most of them takes it up to a category 3. One even takes it up to a category 4. So category 3 look pretty organized to what I'm thinking as well. So Nigel will become a category 3 hurricane over the tropical Atlantic over the next 3 to 4 days. All right. Well, that's your tropical weather update. Now let's take a look at our local forecast here. We're going to take a look at the watches, warning, and advisory map you're locating across the nation. As you can see here, we got hurricane conditions in the pinker color, the red areas here, tropical storm warnings, all the way into Maine as well. Most of it got hurricane statements from Maine all the way down into portions of Connecticut and Boston area, Rhode Island vicinity. Frost advisory with northern Pennsylvania. Also, we have high surf advisories also along the Carolina coast, flood advisory around the Myrtle Beach area. Gale warning extended from the northeast down to the east coast of Florida. Special weather statement for South Texas. Flood advisory for northern Texas. Flood watches in effect for northern New Mexico. Over in Arizona, got some air quality alerts there. Southern California. Special weather statements over portions of Oregon State. Got a wind advisory there in portions of Alaska, south side. Got some gale warning and storm warnings to the south. Hawaiian Chain Island looks a-okay. Alright, now here's the show. As you can see here, we got general thunderstorm reported from Tennessee down to Florida Keys, back to Louisiana, South Texas, back to New Mexico, Arizona, to Utah, all the way up into Minnesota and Michigan. Minnesota and northern Michigan as well. Marginal risk up here, portion of Wisconsin, Minnesota. Same thing in Texas, all the way to New Mexico. Slight risk there as well from West Texas into eastern New Mexico. All right. If you live in Midland, Texas, Odessa, Texas, Clovis, New Mexico, Hobbs, New Mexico, Big Spring, Texas, slight risk for severe weather for today. Also, if you live in Houston, Texas, San Antonio, Texas, Austin, Texas, Minneapolis, Minnesota, St. Paul, Minnesota, marginal risk for severe weather this afternoon. Tornado probability, 2% in New Mexico and Texas. This includes Midland, Texas, Odessa, Texas, Clovis, New Mexico, Hobbs, New Mexico, Odessa, West Odessa, getting tongue-tied. West Odessa, Texas. 2% risk for a tornado this afternoon. Wind probability, 5%. The hail probability, we'll get to that in a minute. We got 15. But if wind, this is the wind probability, 5%. And this is Houston, Texas, San Antonio, Texas, Austin, Texas, Lubbock, Texas, Laredo, Texas. And 5% for brown, 15 in the yellow. This includes Midland, Texas, Odessa, Texas, Clovis, New Mexico. Sorry about that, it's uploading the information. And this is Hobbs, New Mexico, Big Spring, Texas. That's 15% risk. If you're in San Antonio, Texas, Minneapolis, Minnesota, St. Paul, Minnesota, Lubbock, Texas, and Amarillo, Texas, hail probability is 5%. All right, let's take a look at your Saturday forecast. Alright, as you can see, we have general thunderstorm reported in West Virginia down to the Florida Keys, through Louisiana, Texas, back to New Mexico, also a little bit over Northern California, also through Oklahoma, back in Wisconsin, Michigan, marginal risk over here in portion of Iowa, Missouri, and Illinois. If you live in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, Independence, Missouri, Davenport, Iowa, Columbia, Missouri, and Iowa City, Iowa, severe weather, that's a marginal risk. Tornado probability, 2% for all areas. That's less than 2% all areas. 5% for the wind, 5% for the hail. This includes the same area: Cedar Rapids, Iowa, Independence, Missouri, Davenport, Iowa, Columbia, Missouri, and Iowa City, Iowa. All right, now we're going to take a look at your Sunday forecast. And we got a little bit of severe weather to talk about there for marginal risk. Okay. Alright, you can see here we got general thunderstorms reported in Northern California, also in Nevada, also in New Mexico. Arizona, New Mexico, up to Colorado, down to South Texas, from the Florida Keys to the Carolinas, all the way up into Michigan, also over toward the Connecticut region of Rhode Island. We have a marginal risk across eastern North Carolina. If you live in Wilmington, North Carolina, Greenville, North Carolina, Jacksonville, North Carolina, Greensboro, North Carolina, New Bern, North Carolina, marginal risk for severe weather on Sunday, 5% risk there. Same area, Wilmington, North Carolina, to New Bern, North Carolina, and surrounding areas. Alright, well, I hope everybody enjoyed this video. Hope everybody continues to stay safe and well. Enjoy the weather, because the only weather you got. Like these videos, share these videos, consider subscribing if you have not. And we'll catch you back in the next video. So have a wonderful, wonderful Friday afternoon, folks. Take care.